Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, thanks. How are you?
Doing great. So I talked to you at South by on the carpet, but it was before I could actually see the movie. And so
Oh
now that
yeah.
I've seen it, why were you guys so mean to Nicolas Cage?
He wanted it. He needed it. His character needed all of that in order to find himself.
Which I do love the breakdown of toxic masculinity in this movie and like how no one is kind of guided in the right way. Because even Julian McMahon's character is like, no, that's the wrong way to go about unpacking any of that drama.
Yeah.
How fun is it for you as a creative to kind of break down how different people view something like toxic masculinity, especially in a movie like this that is so trippy when you're kind of going on the journey with it?
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the story structure was kind of like that in the first place, that he's almost on this Jungian journey of like the shadow self and and coming to terms with himself, and having to kind of get sucked into this the world of toxic masculinity. I suppose it's more like masculinity in crisis to me. All these kind of men are looking for something, and Julian McMahon's character is charismatic and charming, so he kind of sucks them in. And Nick almost wants to, he kind of hates him, but he also wants to be him in a weird way. Um, so all of that was really interesting in terms of coming at it from the perspective of it being a very subjective um, story, all told through Nick's character's POV, so that we get to see him starting out as this like, very well put together, wealthy kind of slick businessman, and bit by bit, all of that gets stripped away from him until
Mhm.
he's left with just himself and his wits and his son.
Well, yeah, and I was gonna ask you, do you have a favorite kind of like moment that he is disintegrating in this movie? Because it goes from a man in a suit to like he has no shoes at one point, just like sunburnt all over his face. Do you have a favorite part of that kind of transition
From
for the
that
character?
journey, yeah, I mean, I love the scene where he's sort of totally broken, and he's walking around the car park drinking out of a puddle with cigarette butts in it, and then like he almost eats some worms, and then like a maggoty burrito, and then he picks up a rat, thinks about eating it, puts it in his pocket, and a bird shits on him. And then he thinks, okay, maybe I can find some like bird's eggs. And he finds bird's eggs, and he's eating them. And then he's just walking around the car park, then complete delirious, talking about how he wants to make his wife. And this part was improv, puttanesca pasta and clams casino. It's just like pure delirium. It was very funny. On the day we were shooting that like on a super wide angle, like 8 mil lens. So everybody had to hide inside the cars in the car park because everything was visible. And I was down really low with my monitor, and I had like, tears coming out of my eyes, laughing, trying not to make any noise. It's just, to me, it was very funny, that whole kind of breakdown.
It is. I love this movie a lot, even though I had so many theories that were wrong as I was watching it. Um, so I'm excited to see how people interact with the surfer. But thank you so much for talking with me. It was one of my favorite movies that I saw at South by. So
Thanks. Thanks. Glad you enjoyed.
thank you. Have a great one.
All right. Bye.